Hi everyone, welcome back to Blue Heart Crochet. I hope you're all doing well. Today I am doing a very long overdue craft catch up. My last one I actually filmed all the way back in November. December I did Vlogmas in the run up to Christmas, and then in January I attempted to do the 12 cast-ons, but life got hectic and I've not done a video since. I will go into stuff at the end of the video in a bit of a life update if you're not interested, because then you can have switched off. But yeah, just wanted to come on and particularly thank people who've messaged me and reached out on the likes of Instagram and things like that. Ooh, bit of fluff there. Yeah, who've reached out to me on the likes of Instagram, because I have not been active on here, and asking how I'm doing and if I'm okay. I'm doing great. I'm fine. But honestly, those messages, they absolutely meant the world to me. They did get me emotional every time I did get one. But yeah, I'll go into what's been going on in the life update at the end of the video. But let's get on to what I've been crafting. So this has been the main things I've been crafting on. There's been a couple of things that I have started over the past week or so, but I'll put them in the next craft catch up. I'm hoping to try and get back to doing one every 2 weeks. When you've got out of it for a while, it's hard to just take that jump back in and get back into the rhythm of it. So I'm hoping that by starting, it'll help me get into the rhythm, and also other things which I will go into later. But anyway, I have 2 crochet items, 2 knitting items, and 2 cross stitch items to show you all today. And I do have some finishes, so some FOs, so that's great. I'll start with my first FO, which is going to be a crochet item, and it is my little Virgin Mary. So yeah, this is a part of the Nativity mini set. Now there was 3 sets. I think there is a 4th one where there has been a stable come out, but I think I'm going to do a different stable because my plan is to have a whole nativity set that I've crocheted. But this comes, the Mary pattern comes from Nativity Minis 1, which includes the Virgin Mary, the baby Jesus, Joseph, and the donkey, I want to say. Or did the donkey win another one? It's definitely the Holy Family, and I think the donkey, but I'm not 100% sure. But I have been using a 2mm hook on these. The pattern is a pay for pattern, but I'd highly recommend it. It's a great pattern. It's done by Radia Toys, who does the Little Mini Kingdom book series. Her patterns are absolutely fabulous, and I highly recommend them. So that is what I am doing here. So yeah, this is the Virgin Mary. I've done the baby Joseph. I've done the baby Jesus. My next one's gonna be Joseph. I didn't do her with the sleepy eyes like it is in the pattern. I've just used the safety eyes. And the yarn I'm using Scapia's Katona to create the toys to make them all match up. I was using DK yarn as I started it a couple of years ago, but they were coming out even bigger than this. So yeah, it was going to be huge. So I went for the Katona cotton, which is like a finger and weight yarn, and gone down to a 2mm hook. So I said Scapia's Katona. I've got my notes here so I can see. So we've got Bluebell for the dress, Petal Peach is the skin tone, Topaz for the hair, Bridal White for the veil, and Ginger Gold for the little accent bits and the shoes. But there she is. She is absolutely adorable, and I can't wait to get more of the set done and have my own little nativity set. It's been very exciting here for Catholic. It's been very upsetting but very exciting for Catholics recently. We had our Pope Francis passed away, which I was absolutely gutted about. I was really upset about that because I really liked him, and I was just, yeah, I was heartbroken that he'd passed away, because I think he was a fantastic Pope, and he was definitely you know, a great leader for the church. Was he perfect? No, but we're not perfect, and there's always room for improvement. However, I did feel like he was a fantastic Pope. So he passed away. I then watched the funeral. A couple of weeks later, I then watched the smoke, and when I mean I watched the smoke, I had the Vatican's YouTube channel, the live stream of the chimney on my iPad going, and I'd, you know, be sat there and I'd going and watching and waiting for this smoke. I was so excited when we got white smoke. And we have a new Pope, Pope Leo the 14th. He is American. I believe he might be the first American Pope. But yeah, he's one outside of Europe, which I'm really I like, because we've had a lot of European popes. We need to branch out. And as I said to Dad, probably one of the biggest things is my favourite number is 14. That's my lucky number. So Pope Leo the 14th could be quite good. But yeah, anyway, I'm going on about popes here. And yeah, it's been a big bit in my life. A few weeks ago, it has been intense, and it has taken up yeah, it's been a big part of my life for the past few weeks. So whenever I can talk about it, I start, you know, word vomiting, getting it all out. I have to remember to put that filter in. It does not come easy to me, of, you know, going, people probably don't want to hear this, so I have to remember to put the filter in. And yeah, so anyway, let's stop talking about popes. But that was my first finished object. My second, they need ends weaving in, but when I finished them, we had no cold weather after that. So to be honest, yeah, it's sort of one of those things where I was like, oh, I'll sort it out later. But they are my mitts. I said, do need a couple of ends waving in. So this is where I was last time I showed you, or shown, not 100% sure. But yeah, I not only finished that one, I got the second one done as well. So I'll show you the second one on me, as I think that will be the best one to do. So yeah, this is what the mitts are like. I like them because I made it so the ribbon went all the way up to where my fingertips are barely poking out. I wanted it particularly for, like, you know, if I've got to be stood at the bus stop waiting. I wanted to have it where it's covering my fingers, because my fingertips get cold when I wear the likes of fingerless gloves. But at the same time, you know, there's the app on the phone where you check where the buses are and things like that. I also quite often will pay with the card on my phone rather than getting my purse out the bag and paying there. So yeah, that's why I need to be able to have access to my fingers. And you can fold it down, and I can fold the thumb down as well. Yes. And I can fold it down for a bit more access if I need it. So this yarn is hand dyed yarn, and it's red, blues and yellows. It is absolutely gorgeous and I love it. The yarn is Astral Journey by Mousewitch Yarns. The amazing Mandy, she does have a YouTube channel. I will link her in the description box below. She's a very talented knitter, is starting to do a bit of cross stitch as well. Yeah, but does gorgeous yarns as well. So but that is it. I love the way it's pulled at different sections. I really like it. Absolutely love it, and this was such a fun project to do. I was a bit nervous because it was including a bit of a complex thing where you're doing a thumb and things like that. I was nervous, and I shouldn't have been nervous, because it's essentially like doing a jumper, and I've done a jumper, like a raglan style jumper, but yeah, I don't know why I got nervous, but I did. This pattern is actually free. It's called the Warm and Simple Mitts by Sandrine Voss, and I did use a 2.5mm needle on these, and I will link that pattern down in the description box below, like I will with all patterns that I talk about. So that is my second finished object. My third is this pair of socks. So I've got two socks done here. I've got one end to weave in there. Not got that one on the blocker because that's got all my stitch markers in from where I was counting rows. So these are called the Minecraft socks, and they've got this gorgeous bit of like a bubbly texture on, and I absolutely love them. Once again, a free pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and you know, it's absolutely fabulous. I love it. The pattern is by Heather Cox, and I used a 2.5mm needle on this, and the yarn is James C. Brett Funny Feet in the colourway, colour number FZ8. Yeah, so I absolutely love it, and I think it's a great colour for the likes of autumn. Yeah, I think it's a very autumn colour. I don't know why I'm getting autumn vibes off it, but I do really like it. Yeah, I did change it up a bit in how I did it. So this pattern's worked cuff down, and I did it toe up. So what I did was I did a Judy's Magic cast on at the beginning. Is it Judy's Magic cast on? Yeah, Judy's Magic cast on. The heel, I did a shadow wrap heel, and yeah, just a stretchy bind off at the top. So yeah, that is my second knitting project, and another pair of socks done. Only started them last year, stopped working on them in November last year, ready for Advent, so I could work on a project with my Advent minis, and they've finally been completed, which is great because it meant I got to cast on a new pair of socks, which I will talk to you about in the next episode because I've done barely any of it. But yeah, speaking of Advent yarns, let's go on to the whips and what I've been working on. So this is my crochet project. Let me get it here. So with my Advent yarns, I got one from Mousewitch Yarns and My Yarny Corner, who again is another YouTuber. Alex knits, crochets, cross stitches. So, you know, if you like what I'm doing, you'll definitely like Alex and Mandy. So link both of them down in the description box below, as well as with their shops. But I bought their Advent yarns last year, and I wanted to make a blanket that was inspired by like stained glass windows sort of thing. So what I did was I was doing a solid granny square with each one of them with a 3mm hook. I do 10 rounds just because that was coming out the best. If I did 11, I would be playing yarn chicken, and I would have probably ran out of yarn on quite a few, just because, you know, it's not always 100%, you know, the yarns that you get. Yeah, most of them, they were all weigh over 20 grams, but some were like 22, some were like 21. So yeah, doing the 10 rounds was the best, and I got a little bit left over. I have bordered them in black and done a join as you go method to join them all together. I normally wait until I've got around four squares done, and then I add them in where I think they look nice. I've been sort of doing it on a diagonal, but I've, you know, put them where I thought they fit in best at that time. So it's not been a complete 100%, you know, symmetrical diagonal. But here's what I've got so far. I will move back a bit, and I will also put in a video. So here we go. That's that one. It's a bit hard to show you on the screen, especially as I cannot see 100% what you can see. There we go. There we are, getting to the end there. So I am doing a, my hair's all messed up because that was falling on top of my head. So I've done 6 squares by 8 squares, and I have got 6 squares left to do and to add on, so they'll go down here in this bottom corner. But I have been absolutely loving this project to do. The solid granny square that I have been doing is actually a reversible one, and you don't see the join in it, which I really like. So yeah, it's been really fun to do, and the join as you go, I think it's worked in really well. And you know what, I've got most of my ends woven in. The only ends I haven't got woven in are on the 4 squares that I did last, and even then some of the bits I will, if I can weave the yarn in as I change colour, then I will. So there's only, I think, like 1 actual end that needs weaving in, all the rest just needs snipping. But you know what, I absolutely love it, and I love the range of colours, and yeah, I'm really getting stained glass window vibes off it. Once I have done, what I'm probably going to do is 2 rounds bordering it in the black. The black that I'm using is Starcraft Special 4-ply yarn, and the reason is because with me bordering and joining as I go, the joins rounds are two rows effectively thick, whereas on the end they're only 1 row thick, so it does look a bit weird. So I'd have to do at least 1, and I think I'm probably just going to do a second one just to add it in, neaten up, because I'm pretty sure I have plenty of the yarn. I think I bought 3 balls and I'm on my second, so should have enough to do it. We will see. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. And you know what, I'm going to be so sad when I have to put this project down, because it's been one of those that I can pick up and take with me. You know, all I've got is a 20, little 20-gram ball of yarn and a square and a hook, and I can take it with me wherever. It's a mindless project, and it has gone on, like, most of these squares have gone on a bus journey with me to and from uni, because yeah, it's been one of those projects that have just been so easy to take around, and it's my go-to pick up and go project. So I don't know what I'm gonna do when I've not got it anymore. I'm gonna have to find a new pick up and go project. Normally it's socks, but the socks that I've started are a bit complex. They may be colour work, so yeah, oh, we'll see with that. Anyway, that's my knitting and crochet. Now my other 2 whips are cross stitch, so I will take a video of these out and about so you'll get to see them. Yeah, you'll get to see them where they are in their full glory, because obviously that's not showing you a lot, and when I pull it out like that, you're missing a chunk there. But yeah, this is the Enchanted Alphabet by Lavender and Lace. Now, both cross stitches are for my nephew. I had a nephew who was born in October. These are for his 1st birthday. And the reason I decided to do 2 cross stitches for his 1st birthday is he's a very hard baby to buy for. Not that he's hard because he's fussy, because I've picked him up a couple of toys over the 6 months, and each toy he absolutely loves. So I am very good at being able to pick him toys. I think it might be because I'm on the same emotional mental maturity level as him. That's what the family theory is. But yeah, he's hard to buy for in the sense of we've got babies in the family. My nephew, so on my mum's side, there is a baby who is oh god, she's about 6 months older than my nephew. And then on my dad's side, there's a baby who I believe she's 1 month older. And you know what, quite a lot of the time, toys that their babies, they've bought for their baby that they don't like, or, toys that, their baby's grown out of, they'll pass to my nephew, and things like that. So we're very fortunate, like, we've got toys here that, have been passed to us by family because they no longer use them and things like that. So yeah, we're very fortunate in that sense, but it does mean that it's sort of hard to find him stuff that he's not gonna get passed down to him. Yeah, and obviously with his 1st birthday, people are gonna get him gifts and stuff like that. So I decided, let's go down the cross stitch route. let's go down the handmade route. I was originally going to make him like a garment or something, but this kid is growing so fast. He's in 6 to 9 months. I said he's 6 months. He grows out stuff so fast, it's unreal. Yeah, and as I said, I don't know what size he's going to be when he's 1. So yeah, and also I think people are going to buy him clothes as well. So yeah, we're in for the cross stitch route. Now, the reason why I picked this cross stitch sampler to do, I had this picked out that I was going to make him well before we even knew my sister was pregnant. I've always said I'm going to make any kids me and my sister have this sampler. And the reason is because my auntie, she's an auntie because she married my dad's brother. So, you know, her mum, basically my auntie's mum, made a cross stitch of this sampler for me and my younger sister, and it used to hang on the wall behind you now where I'm looking at you, where I'm looking now. And yeah, this cross stitch was done. I will put in a photo of what the finished cross stitch looks like, what my one is like. And yeah, me and my sister used to love it growing up. I used to think it was so pretty, and I know my sister treasures, you know, family history, things like that, and things that get passed down, and traditions like that. And you know, he's got things from his dad's side of the family, traditions that they pass down, and I wanted this to be something that I could pass down to him from our side of the family. So that's what I'm gonna do. I do look like I've got quite far on this because I am onto the O of the alphabet. However, there's from the full picture you'll see there is a child in there. I'm gonna have to switch the child up a bit because the child has got bright blonde hair and my nephew has got very dark hair, so I'm gonna have to switch it up a bit, but yeah, that'll be fine to do. But yeah, so I'm moving on to the child next in the middle. So yeah, that's going to be a lot more stitching than what I've done. I have so many blocks that I have to do a month in order for me to get it done by September, so that I can get it fixed and framed or whatever it's getting presented like by October, by the end of October, which is when my nephew's birthday is. So yeah, at the moment I am on track with it, and I am enjoying it. My dad absolutely loves seeing it come together, I think, because with a crochet project, it doesn't look, quite often it doesn't look right until you get close to the end and you start doing things and that. Whereas this, every time you finish a letter, you can see it, and my dad's like, wow, and he loves seeing the progress that I get up to on it. My next cross stitch is this here. I'm gonna once again take a photo for you of the full piece of what I've done. I'm moving on to my next animal in a moment, but this is gonna be a height chart. I will show you. It is a kit, and this is what it looks like. So we've got the bear down there that I've done the hedgehog, done that flower, working on this at the moment, and then I'm going to be moving on to the fox. Then we've got a bunny, deer, and a little red squirrel, and then you put the name and the date of birth of the child at the top. I like how it's got a red squirrel because in the UK here, red squirrels are very endangered. There's only a few pockets of where they are because they are protected, because the grey squirrels make them go extinct. Would make them go extinct if they weren't protected in certain areas, and one of those areas is Formby Nature Reserve, and that's not far from us. That's in the same county as me and my sister, and we've been there quite a few times. We went on school trips there, and you know, we have a lot of memories there. So I love that little red squirrel is going to be the end bit. It's going to make me think of the childhood memories with her, which is absolutely lovely. But yeah, this is what we're working with, and I'm on a bit of a time crunch with this, obviously because it's his birthday, but it starts at, what measurement? It starts at 70 centimetres, and when me and my mum measured him just around the 6-month age, he was just under 70 centimetres. So yeah, he's a tall lad. He's a tall little lad. He's been blessed in the height department. Unlike me, I'm vertically challenged. I'm only 5'1", but yeah. So yeah, but I am really enjoying this. Once again, I've just basically counted how many blocks there are by, you know, the top and the side, multiplying them. And I've got to get so many blocks finished each month to get it done, and I am on track, so that's great. That's handy. But yeah, it's just, let's see how we get on with them. But yeah, I'm really excited to get them done, and I've really enjoyed working on the cross stitch. I did cross stitch, I started cross stitching as a child. I did it before I started knitting and crocheting. The first kit I ever got was a what was it? It was a Tigger and a Winnie the Pooh, little headshot sort of thing, square card of Winnie the Pooh, and then a square one of Tigger's headshot. Yeah, and I did them as kids, really enjoyed them, and then I had a little like an alphabet sampler thing, historical sampler that I did. I didn't finish it. It was more for practicing and things like that, but I really enjoyed it. And so yeah, I'm glad to get back into it because I didn't think I'd be able to. I have some nerve damage in my fingers from having pernicious anemia, so sometimes my grip in parts of my fingers is not very good, and actually this has been really helpful. Working on it is like working to use my fingers in a way, like using what I've got, what sensors I've got, and you know, learning how to still, although I can't feel it, still, you know, make sure I'm grabbing onto stuff and things like that. It's really been helpful with that, so it's given me a lot of confidence doing it, because it's something that, you know, I genuinely thought I couldn't do anymore. And so it's been really great to get back onto doing it and getting that confidence in doing it. So yeah, but that's mainly what I've been crafting on, is those 6 items. As I said, as I've finished some of them, I've started a few other bits, but I'll hopefully come back in 2 weeks and show you what I've got done with them. But let's go on to the life update. If you don't want to stay here, I hope you've enjoyed watching the video, and I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Let me know down in the comments what you've been working on, because I always love to hear it and chat back with you. But yeah, if you're here for the life update, what's happened? So I started doing my master's degree in January, and it has been hectic with it. I did my bachelor's degree in history, and this master's is a conversion, so I'm doing law. And after it, I'm hoping to get a training contract and become a solicitor through that channel. But we will see. But basically, once I've got my law degree, it'll be a ground for me to become a solicitor through, you know, some pathway. There's a couple of them that I can do. But that is the aim with it eventually. So yeah, it's been pretty intense doing it. We've just finished our first semester. Our exams finished last week, or yeah, last week was the last exam I did. I believe it was Wednesday that I did it. So yeah, I did that last exam then. And I start university this week. First lecture is on Thursday, so the day after this video will go live. So yeah, as I said, it's been intense, it's been very hectic, but you know what, I've absolutely loved it. I am doing more hours of work than what I did when I was doing my job before I did this degree. I quit my job to do this degree, and physically I am doing more hours in a week. I am, you know, 8:30, 8 o'clock, I am sat at the dining room table, or you know, I'm heading into uni and stuff like that, and I'm working till gone 5 o'clock. Usually it's getting close, it's gone 6 o'clock when I am, you know, like shutting off, you know, and I'll have my lunch at the table while I'm doing work and things like that. So it's non-stop, and I'm doing that Monday to Friday. Occasionally I'm doing a few hours of a weekend and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm doing physically more hours than what I was doing when I was doing my job, but I physically feel less exhausted. I mentally feel less stressed and so much better. The only time I've really got to the point where I've been like really stressed has been this exam period, but then again, that's exams. If they don't cause you anxiety, you know, yeah, it's something that's quite comes with the territory. It really is, that doing the exams. So yeah, it's been chaos, and then those bits of time that I've had free, it's been prioritizing what it is that I want to do. And unfortunately, as much as I love crafts, it has come down below stuff. I've, you know, spent a lot of time with my nephew. He's changing all the time. And so every moment that I can get to go and see him and things like that, I treasure it, and I will take that opportunity if I can. And yeah, it's just been wonderful being able to do that and get to know and spend so much time with him. Then I've got a partner who I didn't live with. And so, you know, I'd be seeing him during the week and things like that. And, you know, when I'm spending my time with him, I want to make sure I was, you know, focusing on that time with him rather than, you know, sitting there crafting and things like that. So that obviously, again, took up time. So it was really, you know, probably only a couple of hours a week I was getting to craft, which was not a lot. So yeah, crafting really took a back seat. But as I said, I'm hoping this, as we go into this next semester, that things will get a bit easier. I know what to expect now, so hopefully, you know, manage my time and managing my studying a lot better. You know, the tips that I've learned along the way, hopefully that'll help me manage things so that I've got, you know, a bit more time on my hands. I've also split up with my partner, so yeah, not spending time with him anymore, you know, and things like that. It's not bad, honestly. It was for the best, and you know, there's no hard feelings. We just wanted different things for the future. But you know, I still really care about him. We're still friends, and I hope that, you know, he finds someone who, you know, he deserves and who wants the same things for him in the future. But yeah, it wasn't aligning what we wanted. So yeah, means I've got more time on my hands. But yeah, so that's what it has been. It's been just hectic. Life has been bonkers, but it's been great. You know, as I said, it's mostly been by uni work, but I'm enjoying doing the degree. I've not regretted any moment, you know, deciding to do this degree. I was nervous, you know, when I handed my notes in the job. Is like, you know, am I going to regret this a few months down the line? But no, I've not regretted it at all. I'm in a really small cohort because we're a January start. There's only a small group of us. There's 10 of us doing this course. And, you know, we get on like a house on fire, you know. They're all absolutely fabulous. And, you know, I'm so glad that I'm doing this degree with them. You know, and we have so much fun together. And, you know, it's not uncommon for us to be like, after our lectures, you know, oh, it's sunny today, let's go and sit in a beer garden, chat and have a laugh. We had one particularly bad exam, contract one, and after that we all met up and, you know, commiserated, laughed, and yeah, and it's been absolutely great. So I don't regret it at all, and feel very lucky to be in this position, but it has been taking up a lot of my time. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I've rambled on for over half an hour now. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're staying safe, taking care. If you're in the UK like me, I hope you're enjoying this lovely weather we are having. I am really loving it. I really love being able to revise in the garden. But yeah, I hope you're all staying safe, taking care, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Bye.